All right, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. It's your good friend Possible here, and I'm back in action with a quick and easy instant movie review for you. Guaranteed to be 3 minutes or less, or you get more time than that. All right, so what today is about is the word nuance. This is probably going to be the most important word in all of Hollywood, nuance. Why? Because it takes the exact same thing you've seen before a whole bunch of times, but changes one element of it, and that's supposed to make all the difference. And what am I talking about here with Fast and Furious 7? Well, the nuance is you got this team that's usually going after everybody, and now, for once, they're the ones being hunted. So how do you find the guy who's coming after you, but he's a ghost? You never know where he is or where he's coming from. He survives a fight with The Rock, which in reality, no one would be able to do. Dwayne The Rock Johnson goes head to head with, oh, I forget his name all of a sudden. Jason Statham, and don't get me wrong. I know Jason Statham is a really tough guy, but there's a difference between being tough and being immortal. I mean, I saw him in Crank, where he is pretty much very strong and he's able to survive, but he takes punches no one could survive. Really, I mean, it's The Rock. You couldn't really survive those punches. But okay, whatever. You've seen people survive all sorts of things in Fast and Furious series. Why am I so shocked about this fight scene, right? Anyway, how do you find them? Well, luckily you have a super secret government agency who wants you to get a technology called the God's Eye. And that way you'll be able to find him wherever he is, whenever he is, and that should be easy peasy for you, right? Ha! Don't you wish? Nope, it's not going to be that way. But it's interesting how they keep all the elements the same. It's always going to involve cars. This time the cars are running differently, you might say, but I'll let you figure that out when you see this movie. It was definitely great. They had some awesome fight scenes, awesome chase scenes. Where the movie falls apart, though, is in a very fast, literally few minutes. Now, I'm not talking about the very ending. That ending will be immortalized in movie history. I'm talking about the ending climax, where it's like, okay, guys, we've gotten the action, we've gotten the excitement, now let's get as ridiculous and preposterous as we possibly can. And that's what they did at the end, near the ending. Of course, Fast and Furious 7, the last movie of Paul Walker, because he unfortunately died early in production. And they gave him a send-off at the end of this movie that I was really hoping for and was definitely worthy of such a great guy. As you can tell, I'm getting a little choked up here. His loss is a big loss for Hollywood and fans alike. Months after his passing, the cast was still posting pictures of when they were together, showing moments of when they were just goofing around, just being friends. Just to give you a little bit of a history lesson real quick. Oh, by the way, I'll just end this review right now with a see it. So if you don't need that history lesson, don't worry about it. They started off pretty good. They started off as professional actors. Yeah, we're going to be working together. Sure, that's fine. Good friends. They hung out every once in a while, blah, blah, blah. But here's the story Vin Diesel told about Fast and Furious, number, oh my goodness, 4. Yeah, gosh, too many of these with the same title. But anyway, the fourth one. Remember, that's the one where Letty is considered dead, and Dom is going after the guy who killed her because that's what he does. He looks out for his people. He gets revenge. Now, you may remember that there's a scene where they were talking in a safe house, and all of a sudden the phone goes off. And Dom finds the phone in a box. He calls the last number. Brian's phone goes off. He answers it. It turns out that Brian and Letty had been talking all that time together. And Dom gets really mad because he wants to know what has been Brian's deal and all that. And there's a big fight scene, okay? Now let's stop for a second. Let's stop the movie here and let's take it in real life. In real life, Vin Diesel was going through kind of a moment because his daughter was about to be born. Not his daughter, a child. One of his children was supposed to be born at that time. And he didn't know how to handle it. Should he be in the room? Should he not be in the room? He didn't know what to do. He went to his friend Paul Walker. Paul Walker said to him, "You're going to be in that room, you're going to cut the cord, and it's going to be the greatest moment of your life." Since that moment, the friendship became a brotherhood. They became really close. All the other movies came forward, Fast and Furious 5 and 6 and 7, of course. You know, this crew, and you saw it too. You hear about these people who die. You hear about, oh yeah, this person has a mention of that, or this person tweeted about that. But these people, Omar, he actually went to the crash site. And he cried there when he realized, that this is where his friend died. And, I'm going to butcher her name, and I'm following her on Facebook of all things. The next Wonder Woman, Gabor Gadot. Gabor Gadot? Gabor Gadot. Sure, why not? Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. If you know that she's the next Wonder Woman, you know who I mean. Anyway, she did something really special too. But they all did. I mean, this was a Coast group. It was a beautiful thing. Such a tragic loss. And the one question that I had, that a lot of people had, was how are they going to end this? For him. I mean, there are so many possibilities. One possibility also was just cancel the movie. He died. You can't move on without him. Let's just end it here. But you know what? They decided not to do that. And I think they meant not to do that for Paul Walker, for his fans, for his legacy. They wanted to give him this one last ride. And I'm glad they did. He had a good ending, I mean, the scene, the final moments, like I said, in the climax with The Rock and Vin Diesel, they kind of went into the realm of the preposterous. A little too far into the really mode. And under normal circumstances, this movie would have been great regardless, even though they did go a little too far. But you know what? It happens. So Fast and Furious 7 yet, if you haven't yet, you really should see it. It was definitely worthy. I loved it. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. We'll miss you. We miss you. All right, guys, that's it for me for now. We'll see you at the theaters.